I know for a fact I have to like push all of this out today, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to, but I'm gonna try.
Wait for a second.
But I'm gonna try. Hi again. My name is Keisha Mate, and this is From Your Big Sister, a series where we talked about things that desperately need to be talked about, or I just go on a rant about whatever's on my mind. So let's just get into it. I can lay down for a few minutes or even a couple hours and just convince myself that yes, I just needed some rest. And then while I'm resting during that time, I think, yeah, that's all I need. I'm good. That's all I was looking for. You've probably sat there and told yourself, okay, I'm going to give myself 20 minutes to do something, and then I'm going to get up and then I'm going to do whatever it is that's on my to-do list that's for me to do. That can typically make us both some lazy motherfuckers, and that's okay. So again, we're going to try to take this from the top because for some reason I just refuse to get any of these to wash my face. I forget the importance of recycling out my socks every time, it comes to the time period, but you also forget to do certain things, and that's fine. That typically happens. Nobody's perfect. We are both neglecting some form of opportunity to make progress towards something. It doesn't ideally have to be a goal, or it doesn't necessarily have to be anything that's like a large, significant hump over your life. But the fact that we take advantage of the opportunity to the fact that we take advantage of the time or to be able to, while I'm talking shit, I probably should be folding my blankets up. So let me just do that. My microphone actually broke. So if you can't hear me, then yeah. And then everything is going to be so loud in the background. And then I'm going to have to be like, hello, fucking close. The example for the video is going to be so simple. It's because I feel like the example that I'm giving is going to be so relatable that there's no way that it can go over anyone's head. But when we're bed rotting, if you don't know what bed rotting is just simply laying in a bed doing nothing, not even taking the time to do basic necessity care for yourself. But a soft reset is where you essentially set yourself up for a more at ease transition. I don't want to say it like that. A soft reset is just basically setting yourself up for a easier whatever task it is that you have to do. You might be more familiar with it with a Sunday reset where they do the washing the sheets, folding the laundry, restocking the fridge, basically preparing themselves for a easier Sunday to Sunday. Again, the simple example is it's not normal to have the pile of clothes somewhere, and it's not normal to like not wash your bonnet. And I know those things kind of again seem simple and everybody can relate to, but these are perfect examples because a lot of time people don't look twice at these things. So the bonnet example, it is that you take your bonnet off, you put your bonnet down, and you go on about your day. That's girlfriend. Or you know that when you need to go to bed or step out the house really quickly, you just grab the closest thing and you put it on your head. The reason why the video is titled A Soft Reset versus I'm sorry, what did I put it at? Oh, the reason why the title is From Bed Rotting to Soft Reset is because I am going to vocalize the simplicity of soft resetting and the domino effect that it has on your life when you're implementing it on perfect things that you actually feel like you need to get more control over. So it's more of a weekly, 4 times a month success plan to taking over your New Year's resolution plan, if you want to look at it like that. So I think I use washing dishes for an example, but I'm going to use a different thing. So for an example, everybody in my household tried to encourage my son to actually clean up his room. He's 6 years old, and it is something that everybody has to go to, whether it's a brother or sister, so it doesn't matter. his thing about it is that, okay, he's in his room, he'll jump from one thing to another, or he'll have his cousins come over and they'll jump from one thing to another. They're upstairs, they're downstairs, they're out of the house, they're in the house. They go through multiple different things throughout the house, so they're not exactly keeping track of cleaning up the room. So the easiest thing is me going behind my son and picking it up after him. That's pretty simple. That way I don't have to argue with him, I don't have to tussle with him, I don't have to correct him on how to clean it up. I'm just going to do it, and it's going to be done the right time. Now, the second hardest thing about doing that is me helping him while I'm cleaning up the room. So I'll guide him, I'll tell him, like, okay, you do this, you'll do this while I'm doing this. The hardest thing is me sitting on the bed and actually trying to just watch him do it or tell him to do it. I'll tell him to pick up all the trash on the floor, so he's only going to pick up what he deemed is trash, not every little tear the corner of a wrapper off of a Snickers bar he just ate a couple minutes ago. Like, that's the hardest thing about having him complete one simple task. So, a routine that I would actually encourage my son to do, probably not this summer, probably next year when he's in first grade, because I feel like when I remind him that he's getting a bit older and a bit more of a bigger boy, his mind actually connects with the importance of the task that I'm now getting him. So, in order to keep the main goal of keeping his room clean, and I have to break it down into 3 simple tasks that is going to connect. This is the same thing as Happy Second, but I'm going to take 3 simple things and connect it back to the main goal. So essentially, in a children's room, it's just a bed, it's the toys, and then it's like wrappers or clothes. So we'll put the toys and clothes in one category, we'll put the bed in one, and then we'll put the wrappers and the miscellaneous paper, craft paper everywhere in 3 categories. So the easiest thing to help him feel like, the easiest thing that I help him, the number one thing that I teach my son to do every day, or if he doesn't do, I compromise with him, is to make up his bed. When he makes up his bed, his room is more likely to look more tidy. Not only is it a good skill for him to learn, but when he comes home and I'll remind him or I'll tell him, like, hey, you need to clean up your room before you go outside, he's automatically searching around the room, and then he'll go, okay, so all I have to do is pick up my clothes, and then I can go outside because my bed is already made up. I'll go, yeah. So that's one step closer to simply helping him go through a routine. So the second thing that I would do to encourage my son is that when he gets, help him get in a habit of what to do with his things when he takes them off. So naturally, his grandmother and grandpa is already when you come home, you take off your school clothes and you put on play clothes because you don't want to ruin your nicer clothes. So when he comes home, he is aware of the things he's supposed to do. Of course, naturally, he's supposed to be reminded, but it'll go, okay, how was school? He's like, oh, school's fun. What you do at school? We'll have the conversation, and then it'll be like, okay, go upstairs and do what? He'll say, take off my school clothes. Okay, he knows that. So I've noticed a progress with doing this with him, because I'll come in the room when I'm sure he's changed, and he'll make sure that he didn't throw on something he's not supposed to. But all of his clothes will be on the floor next to his clothes basket instead of actually in his clothes basket. And for now, again, for the age that he's at, I'll take what I can take. But I'll still remind him, so I'll go okay, and then I'll look around the room, and then, it's nothing too amiss because he's been at school this whole time, or whatever extra tidying that he's not doing, I'm probably at home doing. So his bed is already made, and his clothes is close enough to his clothes bin. Here's the hardest part. He's been in and out the house all day, every day, and then he comes in the house, and of course it's time for bed. So at that point in time, the only thing that's really amiss in his bedroom is the toys that he's using to play, or maybe a controller that he's using to play his game system is out on the floor. That's just most of what it is. But he's not the only child that's playing with toys most of the time. So him and his cousins are picking up the room with the toys to go put up. And then at that point, It's just the matter of getting ready for bed. So when the following morning comes, the room is pretty much clean. The only thing he's like preparing himself to get dressed for school. He's like, oh, I don't want to make up my bed. I'll either convince him to make up his bed, or he'll make up his bed. And he's overwhelmed, of course, because he's waking up. But it's the way that I'm able to say, like, hey, Papa, you don't have to really do much. All you got to do is make up your bed and put your clothes, like your bedtime clothes in the basket, and then you can go play your game. He's less frustrated. He's still frustrated, but he's less frustrated, and he's more inclined to do it there. The next challenge that we got to face is him being scared of the dark and going to the next room. Like, it's that's the next thing. But other than that, he's pretty good. So that is like, that's me soft resetting my son. So when it comes to the end, I'm sorry. So now that we've done that Monday through Friday, now that we've been through this Monday through Friday, so now Sunday's coming, and naturally it's vacuuming the room, and it's doing the laundry, and then I don't naturally wipe up his desk because honestly he's not there enough times, but or like I'll probably have to go in his closet and pick up a little bit more of the toys that I'm not actually forcing him to put in. But essentially, if he's with me in the room, or he's encouraged to clean up the room by himself so we can do something, it's so much more easier for him to do that because it's not too much. He spent his time all week following a routine to help him successfully have a more easier deep clean Sunday or deep clean Saturday, whichever the one that his grandmother or me wants to do. Like, or she'll even tell me, and because she's telling me, and then he's naturally like doing it throughout the week, it's not that bad. So I use, like, you can use these things to help you do more and like help you. I don't want to say do more, not conquer more either. You can set yourself up for success to accomplish more when you break down simple things and you implement this into your daily routine. I guess I wouldn't call this really a hard reset. I think I would kind of, girl, I'm not focused on the top right now. Do you got what I'm saying in the video? That's all that matters. Again, my name is Keisha Monte. This is From Your Big Sister, a series where we talked about things that desperately need to talk about, or I kind of just talk about whatever's on my mind. Either way, feel free to leave anything in the description bar, anything in the comment section that you actually want to hear me talk about. Hello. I don't know, whatever. I'll see you in the next one.